Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how effective it is when you clean the camera lenses of your CCTV cameras. For example, if you have a look at this one, you can see that there's quite a lot of haze over the lens, and over here I actually go and clean it. There you can see I'm cleaning the lens, and if I go a little bit ahead in time, look at the picture after the lens was cleaned. So look how crisper this is versus say that. There we go, look at that. That's at 221, and if I show you again, 225. So you can see the impact of cleaning the lens. You can see how the contrast is increased considerably before. If you have a look at how hazy it is, but just having a look at how cleaning the lens makes such a significant difference. I'll now show you another camera. You can see it's kind of got a smeared look all around the picture. And here I'm about to clean the lens. Look at the difference in the picture. You can see how hazy the picture is, even in the bottom corners. Now, if there's a light shining towards this camera, it's even worse. So that's after cleaning and before cleaning. Now, I took a photo of the lens before I cleaned it, and just to show you the lens, it's not even that dirty. And look what a significant difference it made when I cleaned it. In this case, it had a bit of moisture on the inside. That's what was making that hazy effect. I'll quickly demonstrate how I clean the lens and also how I take this part of the lens off. On certain cameras, you can actually open the front part of the camera. Right, now to clean the lens of the cameras, there's firstly the top layer, which is quite easy. You can just wipe that. I'll still demonstrate it. But if there is moisture or dirt inside there, that is a little bit more elaborate. On some cameras, you twist the lid to get inside there. On others, you have to unscrew the lid. Over here, you have to pop the top and dismantle the entire camera to get to the glass surface and the lens. I'll show you how to get into this lens, and I'll also show you this one, but first I'm going to demonstrate how I clean the glass in front of the lens. Now, there are lens cleaners, but I prefer rubbing alcohol. If you can get at least a 70% solution, this is a 91% solution. Please note that this does not have any other ingredients. There's no glycol. This is not a hand sanitizer. This is purely alcohol and water. You then need a lint-free cloth. You can even use a lens wipe if you don't have any of these things, but I don't recommend toilet paper or tissues because little fibers come off and it stays on the surface. But ideally try and use something that is lint free, something that does not have fibers that are going to come off. Right, before starting this job, just take a little bit of alcohol and then just clean your fingertips. We have oil on the tips of our fingers and that helps to smudge glass. So in order to stop that, I just clean my fingertips before I do any lens cleaning. Now, having a look at this one, there is some imperfection on that surface. And when I position this at a slight angle, notice all that reflection. Look at those dots, hundreds of dots sitting there. And you know what? It's actually underneath the glass. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly clean the top just to make sure that it's not on the top. And then I'll open it and show you how I clean it. So I just put the rubbing alcohol in my finger and I do a circular motion. Just like that. And while you're here, you could clean the outer side where the infrared LEDs are. Now, the trick about cleaning glass is to continuously clean it, meaning you do it once and then you do it again. Now, while it's still damp, you quickly do it again. So you're almost polishing it. Right, so I've now cleaned the top, but notice that it is nice and reflective. There's still those dots or possibly moisture underneath. So now I know I need to open this cover. So on this particular camera, this is a Daiwa, and what I do is I just remove the hood. You don't have to remove the hood, it just gives me a better grip. And before you open this, try and wipe this down. You don't want any of this dust and sand getting inside. Right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to twist anti-clockwise. And I'm going to be very careful not to let any dirt get on the lens, because now I'm going to see the lens itself. See, there's the lens, and we definitely do not want to damage that. Now, sometimes that is also dirty or has some moisture. First thing I'm going to do is clean the glass, and then I'll inspect the lens. There we go. Look at that. There's some residue of some previous moisture, which is probably dried there. So I'll follow the same process. Now I'm going to use alcohol again, and I'm just going to clean here. And then I'm going to use a dry section. And in this case, it's almost like it's stained that glass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more alcohol and let it sit there for a while. So it's like it's bathed in the alcohol now. And slowly it is coming clean. Now notice that I'm being quite rough when I turn this. Now what I've been doing is I've been making it moist and then going to a dry section and then thoroughly cleaning it, circulating this thoroughly. It's almost like how you get polish off a car. You go round and round and round. So it's like I'm buffing it. Now what you can do is you can also blow on it a bit and get some vapor and then carry on turning it. It's definitely cleaner. As you can see, there's just a few smudges which I now need to remove. Make sure there's no oil on your cloth. Now look at that inner glass. It is completely clean. Yes, the outer glass has got some smears on, but I'm not worried about that. I just want that inner glass to be completely clear. And there it is. Now I have a look at the lens because sometimes moisture collects on the lens itself. Now in this case the lens is clear, so all I need to do is put this glass back on. Before I put this on, I just give it a light blow, so I'll just go just to remove any dust. And now I can put this on. And now I can do a final buff of the outside layer. And there you go, good as new. Completely clear, and you will see your footage will be much clearer than it used to be. Now if your lens is like this one has 4 screws. Just be careful, you can see there's some dust around here. Blow out the dust before you open the lens. Right, so there I'm at the lens and I can clean both sides of this glass if it was dirty. In this case this is fine, I'm just showing an example. When you are sealing this glass cover, I recommend you go opposite. So you don't tighten it 100%, you go till it's a little bit tight, then you go opposite. And then you go opposite. And then we eventually tighten them all in that fashion. Right, now what happens if you've got a modern camera that looks like this? You can see it looks like it's completely sealed. I'll just quickly show you how to open it. I flip the top. Now there are 2 Torx screws on this particular one, so I'll open it with a T10. Now on this Daiwa camera, you can't peel out this glass. If you try and peel out this glass, it will crack. So you have to remove the entire lens and circuit board which is connected behind it. Now at the back, you'll see there's 2 screws on this one. So I had to unscrew that screw and I'll just unscrew this one over here. Right, so there were 2 screws and now I can slide this out. Just be careful, because there is a ribbon cable or a cable that is still connected to the front of the glass. There we go. There we go. See, there's still some cables there. You could disconnect the cables before you clean this. So there we have the lens and then there we have the glass. And if you want to get inside there, you can take off this rubber. For example, there you can see I can remove this, clean the glass and then return this rubber platform. In this case, the lenses are still clean. I'm just showing you for explanation purposes. I remember cleaning your camera lenses every 6 months. All right, thanks for watching and cheers.